And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, up first on the Hazardous weather graphic, we've got a wind advisory continuing here for this portion of the eastern Alaska range until noontime Sunday for south winds gusting to 60 miles per hour. And the next one here showing yellow shaded areas indicating a flood watch for all streams and rivers draining the northern panhandle here for possible flooding due to the incoming heavy rains expected in that area. And that goes into effect tomorrow and continues through Monday. And from there, looking at the fire danger map, still high to very high fire danger over the Yukon Flats. Otherwise, a lot of blue over the state, of course, with all the rainfall occurring here. A little bit higher in the Tanana Valley, but not as high as it has been there. And southeast coast, all blue. So going on to satellite imagery, you can see a lot of moisture streaming northward here and kind of blooming moisture plume here over southern Alaska, all the way down to the Kenai Peninsula and in toward Kodiak Island there. Another band up here across the Brooks Range out into the Chukchi Sea, extending into the northern Bering Sea. And out to the west, not a lot going on. Had low pressure here over the western Aleutians to start, but that kind of shifted off to the south and going eastward here. And clearing skies over Adak and Atka today. A lot of sunshine out that way with not too bad wind-wise, and then cloudy for the Pribilofs. On the chart today, here, trough bringing some showers, rain, and clouds into the Pribilof Islands, with again sunshine occurring over Adak and Atka today. And then a very weak trough out there may have brought a few showers into Shimia and the western Aleutian areas. Otherwise, this front pushing eastward here, weak low developing there along the east side of Fognak Island. And anywhere from up to a half an inch of rain falling during the day today across much of south central Alaska. And up to 3/4 of an inch of rain falling today over the northern panhandle back to about Yakutat there. Also all this moisture streaming in but stayed dry over the southern southeast coast, and areas of rain here over much of the western interior areas, rain spreading in the Copper River Basin up to the eastern Alaska range. Drier and warmer over the eastern interior, well into the 70s, places like Eagle, and then up to the Yukon Flats there. Mostly dry for the North Slope and the Arctic coastal areas. And for tonight, this weak low drifts a little bit to the east there, right over, maybe centering over Resurrection Bay. Otherwise, that'll continue steady rain here across south central Alaska. Rain heavy at times to the North Gulf Coast into the northern panhandle, staying dry down to the south, Prince of Wales Island over towards maybe Petersburg or Wrangell on down to Misty Fjords. Should be a dry night tonight. A couple of low centers with this portion of the front producing rain from the western Alaska range across the Kuskokwim Valley there. Right on up into the Koyukuk Valley, back to the eastern Seward Peninsula into Norton Sound. And this low center with that trough rotating in will bring rain back in and showers into the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta all the way down across Bristol Bay to the Alaska Peninsula. Things drying out, looking a little better out toward the Pribilof Islands, maybe some clearing, possible clearing again for the eastern central Aleutians and out over the Bering Sea. Periods of rain continue with this low drifting northward to the southern Susitna Valley to right around Squintna. So all of areas along and south of the Alaska Range into the Kenai Peninsula, North Gulf Coast, wet. Southern Panhandle, though, staying dry. Most of the heavier rain will stay up to the north there. And a lot of showers and rain for the Brooks Range out to the Kobuk Valley, Kotzebue, drier for the Arctic coast. And rain changing to showers tomorrow afternoon for southern Cook Inlet here, possibly ending down toward Kamishak Bay over toward Homer area. An isolated shower possible for Kodiak, otherwise a drier day tomorrow than what you saw today. This week's system here really just grazing the central Aleutians, and by Monday that's gone. Nothing out here except a fair amount of clear skies with light winds, more clouds over the northern Bering Sea, but winds still light and conditions dry. Stays wet with a weak low now over the Yukon Delta. Showers with this trough swinging out of Bristol Bay, so drier for Bristol Bay in the afternoon with maybe a few sun breaks, but another round of showers and rain coming back into the Kenai Peninsula westward across the Kuskokwim Valley. Scattered showers over the central interior. And band of light rain and showers for the central and western Arctic coast. This front weakening right across the southeast coast means more rain down that way. And for the lows tonight, mid to upper 50s there for the panhandle and lower to mid 50s over the eastern interior. Otherwise in the 40s everywhere else around the state except the Arctic coast. Lows in the 30s there. Highs tomorrow, 70 to 75. Yukon Flats over toward Eagle. Down to North Wyandotte, near 70 for Fairbanks. And everywhere else in the 50s. 30s and 40s for the Arctic coast. 60s still possible, especially over the southern panhandle there with less rain, thinner clouds. Otherwise cooler to the north. Lows in the 40s and 50s, except 30s for the Arctic coast again on Monday morning. Mid 50s for the panhandle. And then afternoon highs still into the lower 70s here over the east side into the Yukon Flats. Upper 60s for the Tanana Valley. And 55 to 62 for south central Alaska. Right around 50 here for the southwest coast, Pribilof Islands and the Aleutians. Highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s for the southeast coast.